VC, I owe you an apology. The response that you had put in there about your coworker, I meant to reply to it, okay, but I accidentally I guess I deleted it or something because it says the comment's not available anymore, and I don't, like, is there a way that I can get that comment back? Or is it just gone? Because, oh God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I couldn't see it. My eyes ain't what they used to be. You know what I'm saying? Blind as fuck, and I can't see. And yeah, I did not mean to to delete that comment. Love you, VC. I did want to address some of the things that were not only in that comment but in this comment too. I see surrogacy sort of like joining the military. Okay, just to give an analogy. When you enter into the military, when you sign that contract, when you're sent off to boot camp, when you make it through MEPS, and you are a full-fledged military member, your body doesn't belong to you. You voluntarily gave up all rights to your body and became property of the government until your contract ended, right? Surrogacy is entering into a contract to rent your body for 40 weeks or less, depending, but at least 40 weeks to someone else, right? To grow offspring for an infertile couple, right? And I've always stated, and I will state here again, infertile couples are not owed offspring. And I stand by that. Infertile couples are not owed offspring. However, if an infertile couple has a contract with a surrogate to be able to carry a pregnancy, something that the infertile couple obviously cannot do, you are giving up temporarily rights to your own body. One of the things that should be, and I don't know for sure if it is included in surrogacy contracts, is counseling for the host. Okay? Because you have to be able to separate yourself. And as someone who has been pregnant twice and carried 2 children, okay, and felt them grow within me, felt every hiccup, every kick, every turn, just everything, right? Hearing the heartbeat, seeing it on the ultrasound. It is very, very hard to separate yourself from what is going on within your body. And I 100% agree with you. Her pregnancy, her body, her business, until she rented it out. Then it became somebody else's business. She would have also been very well aware of the things that could happen during a pregnancy. How the chances of things going wrong with an embryo or fetus, or needing an abortion because you didn't complete a miscarriage, and that those complications, are more likely to happen with in vitro, right? And in the contract, there would be things for abnormalities that would be incompatible with life. That would have been in the contract, I would assume. That's the reason why I want to see that contract. I want to see what was included in the contract. I want to see what she signed in mind and body, and she was in her right mind when she signed this paperwork. She was capable of making decisions such as this, to enter into a contract to rent out her body for at least 40 weeks for another couple, to rent out her body and play host to someone else's genetic material. It's a very difficult process. It is not for the faint of heart. like you had stated in that comment that I stupidly deleted. I am so sorry. As for dictating where the surrogate is living, that's not unusual in surrogacy cases. I mean, after all, the actual parents of the hopefully child at the end of it that is growing within someone want to be a part of the pregnancy too, right? They want to go to the doctor's appointments. They want to see the ultrasound. They want to hear the heartbeat. They want to watch their child grow, just like any of us would, that were able to carry a pregnancy to term all by ourselves, to be there for the birth of their child, to be able to bond with their child immediately after birth. Because after all, that was their kid, not hers. I would also be interested to see if she did any Googling between the time that she left the abortion clinic, even though she agreed to begin with when the parents stated, with the doctors, you know, they had seen specialists, they had seen doctors, they knew what they were doing. You know, they were informed of what could happen, and they decided to not put their child through that suffering. Not that they didn't want it because it was medically fragile or it wasn't perfect or anything like that. I personally think because if it were me carrying a pregnancy, and it was, you know, for 2 times it was me, that was a fear of mine of what would happen if something were incompatible with life. I would immediately, more than likely, have sought an abortion and not delivered a medically fragile child to that where a life and death is a coin flip. You know what I'm saying? And then the repercussions and the outcome of even children that sail through this these operations, there's still health risks that come with that to the fetus. So they were making the decision that was best for them and their child. The child that wasn't the surrogates, it was theirs. A child that they rented a womb for to grow in. And a woman that said, this womb is yours, not mine. It just happens to be residing in my body. I feel that you give up a little bit of your autonomy when you seek out a business contract to use your body, to volunteer your body to grow offspring for other people. Because you're just a womb. And that's how you should enter into a surrogacy contract, with that understanding. And if you can't just see it as just a womb, then don't enter into one, right? Because now it's too late. Now Rumi is here. And Rumi is facing a very, very difficult road ahead of him. Because his parents were not able to make a medical decision for him. Anyway, love you, VC. And again, I'm so sorry for deleting that comment. I swear to all that's holy in this world, I did not mean to. Jesus Christ, one of these days I'll learn how to work this app. Anyway.